so we can compare them all with each other, because at the moment they're just completely random. They come in at all times, and it's very difficult for me to bring them to you on an ad hoc basis, knowing that next week I might get something even better. Which is why initially people wanting to operate refreshments, I've said, well, no, we don't actually have space for you, but this is what I want to do.
Okay, so I'm going to be writing a letter back to Despina. This resolution lets Mr Whippy use it until the end of October. Mm-hmm. So from the 1st of November she can go back onto her site, which is what she wants to do.
Yes, and then her licence expires on the 15th of April next year, and at that point, or prior to that, council needs to make a decision. Do they want to offer her another licence for another 5-year term, or do they want to do it slightly differently? And I would suggest that if we do offer her another 5-year term, that we make it quite clear.
Yeah, that's a period, yeah.
When she's allowed to operate, and that she's actually paying rent for the whole time. And if she's not there, that someone else can use it.
I guess it's just me, but I mean, hey, Mr Whippy drives up street with some music going, he just stops and sells ice creams. I just...
He can only stop for 30 minutes at a time though, and he doesn't have permission to operate on any of our reserves.
Okay. Councillor Minster first and Councillor Henderson.
It's just me, Ricky alluded to Mr Whippy can turn up when she's not there, but there is a defined period in here from the 1st of August to that 31st of October, just to make sure that's clear.
But I just want to reply to her letter and put her at ease. She's obviously very passionate, make her realise she has actually been replied to, so I don't understand whether she's not understanding or something, so we'll have another go, but I want to be able to say to her it's hers back from 1st of December.
Most definitely.
Councillor Henderson?
Of course, it may not be legally possible, but you could possibly put Mr Whippy down in the free motorhome park on the waterfront. That would be my suggestion.
You could sleep overnight now.
Well,
anything, Phil?
It is legal road down there, so he can operate for up to 30 minutes at a time. So he can go in and sell ice creams to the motorhomers for 30 minutes, and then he can move on.
Okay, well that fixes that problem. Anything further? So there's a suggested resolution here. You're looking worried, Councillor Williams?
Oh, well, it's not necessarily to the
Remember
point.
what we said yesterday, never be frightened to ask a question.
Oh, well, it's not necessarily to the point, Mr Chairman. So can I ask it?
Yeah.
Well, it's just an ongoing curiosity. Have we granted a resource consent for the people who are selling their cars on that vacant lot, and for the seafood on that private land coming into on the eastern side?
Get Gareth to answer that one.
So
that
lot, that's not our land. That's private property. Obviously, it's gone through a couple of hands recently. So the question is, do they need a resource consent? The answer is, for the selling of the cars, no, they don't. So they are able to do that within rights. There are, from time to time, other activities there that do need consent, such as signage and some other trading from there. And we do, from time to time, get onto that when we can.
So you've granted them consent for those big signs there?
No, we ask them to move them on when we can.
What about the likes of they sell fish and crayfish and stuff like that, don't they? What about that sort of thing?
He has got permission from the owner, and he is within his rights to be there.
Councillor Hickling?
So, Alison, I've just got a little bit of concern that if we allow Mr Whippy to go there from his said time, he could make the option of probably then, after that time, parking in a parking space on the side, on the road, and selling ice cream next door to this lease site.
He can only stay there for 30 minutes.
Yeah, but he's only got to move for probably 10 minutes up the road, and
through Mr Chairman, that would be the case regardless of whether or not you do this licence or this lease or not.
But he gets used to selling the ice cream. He can see, I mean, initially Mr Whippy was the only licensed site, and that's now where the coffee is. That was Mr Whippy's site.
Through Mr Chairman, they can do that now, and that's down to, that's why we've got the 30-minute rule, and that's down to my team to make sure that we monitor and enforce that if there are issues. And there have been in the past. We've had issues, particularly as we've had more than one operator where they have ice cream wars, shall we say, and it's our job to work that through.
Yeah, that's my concern.
I have another proposal. I mean, you could also suggest to them that they might like to move on to the Department of Internal Affairs land down near the riverfront there, as we do with the illegal freedom campers, and then it would be somebody else's problem.
Okay, good suggestion. Councillor Dannard?
I'd like to move the suggested resolution.
Would you actually just hold for a minute, please, Councillor Dannard, because I just keep thinking to myself, Miss Rory, please, Mr Whippy is sort of a nationwide thing, it's accepted nationwide. Are you sure there's no way that we can't allocate him another spot on this lakefront? This lakefront during summer, he's not going to want to go on the 31st of November. I mean, let's be realistic about it.
I disagree. Sorry,
Yeah?
Mr Chairman. Yeah,
You don't want him on the lakefront?
No, I disagree. I think it's a quiet time there, and obviously no one's using it. The power's there and stuff like that. So for a short period over winter, I think Mr Whippy likes going around to Whare Waka, because I've been out there with my kids and he's called in and he does those 30-minute stops and sells ice creams. That's his busiest time to travel around. I don't believe that he would be down there during summer.
Okay, well, I just want to be able to write a letter as your mayor on behalf of this council to this lady who's pretty upset here, making sure that she can go back on here on the 1st of December. No ifs, buts or maybes, okay?
Well, she has every right to go back on the 1st of... She could go back tomorrow if she wanted.
Not if you pass this resolution here.
She's indicated that she's not interested in going back until the 1st of November.
Yeah.
She chooses to live in Austria, so she could operate there year round, but she chooses not to.
All right, well, Councillor Dannard wanted to move that resolution. So is there a seconder? Councillor Mincher, all in favour? Aye. Move on, thank you. And can we make sure that, Rob, can you put that on the desk, or get someone to write a little back for her? So she has got some. Where did we get to? Segways on North Cross.